Welcome in. You're listening to Medical Spa Insider, presented by the American Med Spa Association. We are happy to have you with us. This week, AmSpa founder Alex Thiersch welcomes Rebecca Weiss and Julie Bass Kaplan to discuss their careers and their experience as early adopters of the Lineage Biomedical NavaClick system. And if this episode clicks for you, ratings and reviews are always appreciated.
Welcome, everybody, to Medical Spa Insider. This is Alex Thiersch. I'm your host, and today I am very, very pleased and excited to have two guests who many of you know very well. Both are very accomplished trainers and providers in aesthetics. We have direct from hair and makeup, Julie Bass Kaplan from Washington, who is the owner of, what's your med spa called? Disappearing Act, as well as you do all sorts of training and you've done a lot of things in anatomy, a lot of really cool things, as well as Dr. Rebecca Weiss, who is the owner of, I just saw this, Paradise Med Spa. I think that's, is that in, that must be in Scottsdale or in Phoenix area. Yeah.
Phoenix area. Yep.
Yep. Both of them are very, very accomplished. They've been in the industry for a long time. Lots to say, and we've got a lot to talk about. Both are going to be at the Medical Spa Show coming up just in a few days. I think when this goes on the air, we're just about to be ready. But first of all, welcome to you both. Thanks for joining the program. I know it's like 5 a.m. out where you are right now. But Julie, how are things going?
Good. I got home on a very late flight last night, popped into the shower. So that's why the wet hair, and that's why the 5-minute makeup. But I don't care. You don't care. And wet hair hides the gray. Yeah, but I'm happy to be here. I always love seeing you and being a part of all that you do, Alex. Thank you for having us.
Likewise. And Dr. Weiss, I appreciate you joining us as well. We were trying to figure out where we had met before, and it was earlier this year. And you're going to be at Medical Spa Show as well, which we're excited. We're excited to see you there. We're coming up on that. I can't believe we have another one of these things coming. Are you guys excited for that, by the way?
I am. I love the networking at that conference. It's fabulous.
Yeah, it is. And we just surpassed, I want to say 1,100 plus signups and growing. And hopefully they get the stupid TSA thing worked out here in the next couple of days, because that's the only thing that's given me a little stress. But Dr. Weiss, tell me a little bit about your practice. I feel like everybody knows both of you, but tell me a little bit about what you do and what your practice is. And you're a primary care physician. I know by trade, but you've worked in aesthetics for quite a while. What's your med spa like, and what do you do on a daily basis?
So I am a board certified family practice doctor. I do still practice traditional primary care. I have a concierge medical practice adjacent to my medical spa practice. Have had both practices now going on 18 years. And we're in the North Phoenix area. I do probably more cosmetic medicine these days than I do primary care, but love both. And I just feel like the cosmetic side to me is so fun and ever evolving. Mm-hmm. So it just, I don't know, I like the diversity of being able to do both things. But I think I enjoy the aesthetic practice maybe just
and it's really blending together nowadays, right? I mean, it's kind of all becoming one thing. And Julie, I know we've talked many times, but for those of the listeners who have been living under a rock or in a cave and don't know who you are, a little bit about your background and what you've been up to lately.
We started our practice Disappearing Act Aesthetic Medicine back in 1999, before the world.
I mean, for both of you, that's a long time to be in aesthetics. Yeah.
It's a long time. We started with laser hair removal, hence the name Disappearing Act, because we made hair disappear, right? But yeah, things have really changed since 1999. But since then, we moved to Ashland, Oregon in 2020 and opened a training center. We've been doing my husband and I have been hosting people every single month from all over the world to come to our little home here in Ashland, Oregon, in our training center. And we just bought a new building and totally refurbished it. It's so much fun. It's a great big beautiful studio, and we're gonna. In fact, today we're welcoming another group. So
Awesome.
it's magic. It's really magic. So I say, Disappearing Act is still where the magic's happening. But now we're doing head and neck anatomy workshops. So
Yeah.
these beautiful donors who give their bodies to science, so grateful for that because in the last 5 years, I've learned more about anatomy than all the years before that. 27 years of being in this field now. And I think the last 5 years with ultrasound and cadaver workshops, I feel like I'm way safer of an injector now than ever before. So I really just want to share that with everybody. And I know Alex, you at AmSpa have anatomy workshops all the time that are excellent. So if you guys haven't signed up for one of those and you're going to be at AmSpa, I think if there's still any spaces left, grab them because that is a game changer.
Yeah.
That and just never stop learning. I'm
Yeah.
never going to stop learning until I'm dead.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's a long time from now.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. No, you're absolutely right. And one of these days I'm going to come out and check out your
Oh,
anatomy
please.
course because I've heard such great things about it. I love that you do it, at your house, right? And congratulations on.
Oh,
I mean, it's
no, we
don't you
do
do it at your house?
not do it at our house.
No, I
A
thought you
lot of
did. I
people
thought I
think
thought you had
that.
people over and or is
I
that
cook
that
every,
was
I cook, yeah, I cook people breakfast at our house and I cook them dinner at our house, but we do not do
gotcha.
the cadavers at our
Well,
house.
that doesn't make it
Okay,
nearly
that
as
just,
exciting.
oh my God. No, in the
So
very
I do want to
beginning
come out
we
and check
had
it
to
out.
because we did for a few months in the beginning because the
Gotcha.
building we were purchasing fell through. It didn't pass inspection, but no, for the last 5 years we've been at a training center. So, yeah, when
Yeah.
you come eat in my house, you don't have to worry about that.
No, I mean, trust me, I'm very, very used to it,
Yeah, yeah,
myself.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, interesting segue, and I think a perfect segue. The one of the things that we're very passionate about at AmSpa, and I know both of you are, as well, is the safety aspect. I think it's not only is it obviously just important in and of itself, but I think one of the things that one of the biggest things that I work on a daily basis nowadays is just trying to position the med spa industry as a whole in a way that it can be regarded a little more professionally and a little more safely because there's a lot of headwinds right now that are coming at us, and a lot of it has to do with misperceptions of how things work, and safety, I has to do with that. And I think one of the things that I've been super interested in, and for those of you who are going to be at MedSpa Show, um, this will be at the MedSpa Show in booth 101, but Lineage Biomedical's NavaClick system, which am curious about. I've heard about it. I've never actually seen it in action, but this is a kind of well, I'm going to let you guys talk about it because I'll screw it up. But it's a really innovative kind of automated, almost um, neurotoxin delivery system, and it's been, from what I can tell, a pretty big game changer. And listening to both of you talk about it ahead of time was really interesting because you're both very experienced. It's not like you need new a new system to be able to inject, but you've both embraced this, and I think it's really cool. So, Dr. Weiss, I'll start with you, but if you don't mind, just talk about what this is and how you discovered it, and maybe kind of how you've started to incorporate it into your practice.
Okay, so the NavaClick system it involves a syringe that allows it's a luer lock syringe, and it allows you to draw up your product with a Luer lock connector to the vial. And when you use the plunger on those syringes, it gives a little audible click, and each click is a unit. So they have three, I believe there's three different models per se, they come in three different colors based on how an injector might be reconstituting their tox. We use the pink ones in our practice primarily because I like a one-to-one. You can always make that less concentrated if you need to. But I like the fact that like the audible click is super helpful. But I also love the fact that it has this closed system where you can draw up your product. I think it makes it faster and just more efficient in practice. The fact that you're not having to pop that rubber stopper off of your vial. So so that's sort of like the system, but there's also a needle that they provide with the syringe. That's a 33 gauge, super sharp needle that you could really use they're I actually grabbed some. So this is what they look like. They're like these pink syringes, and you can put 100 units in here, and you could use one needle for the whole syringe because it really doesn't dull. It's so sharp. And patients can tell a difference. They report that there's less pain with the injections. So that's nice too. I think a little less bruising that I've seen, but I can't really, I haven't done studies, but I do think anecdotally I see less bruising. I don't know how you feel about it, Julie, but patients feel like it's less painful. So
That's awesome.
that's a Benny.
Yeah. When I come at my husband with a tox, he'll go, wait, don't forget the clicky thing. Don't forget the clicky. And my patients too. They're like, okay, I'm going to get tox today, but you definitely got the clicky, right? You got the clicky. But they want it back again because, those little BD syringes, those little insulin syringes that we have been using for years, they get dull after like 2 pokes. Oh, and I went through the math of how many we use. Sometimes if we're doing a whole vial on somebody, we're using 5 to 8 of those usually because we'll just line up the areas we're doing because they get dull so quickly. And also you can only put 30 units in those, the ones that we use. So, being able to put a whole vial, 100 units in there in the first place is really nice. So you only use one. I only use one on every patient. So it's about $8 as opposed to sometimes $10 with all the insulin syringes you need. So the cost is
cool.
It's less than a unit of Botox too. So I feel like that we're actually, saving money by using these in the long run.
Yeah. So, and obviously I hate to admit it, but I'm a lawyer. I call myself a recovering lawyer, but it's true. I am. I still have my license. I can't, I can't break the habit. So talk to me like I'm a Labrador retriever when it comes to these kind of, this technology though. Besides the sharpness of the needle, how does this help with the dosing? And because to me that was the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, okay, this is gonna, you can get the exact dose that you want. Maybe you can save. You're not going to be putting in too much or too little. What other benefits are there for that? And Dr. Weiss, start with you, but throw out any comments you want, Julie, as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can make your dosing very precise.
And how does that help, though? I guess that's my question.
I think when we're using a BD syringe, and I don't know about you, I have to wear these progressive glasses all the time now because I can't see as well as I used to. With the BD syringe, you're really trying to see each little line, making sure that you're dosing it just so. And we always think we have muscle memory that, oh, I know exactly how much push to put on the plunger to get X amount of units. And I realized after I switched that maybe I wasn't as precise as I thought. And when patients would come back and say, oh, I really liked the treatment like 2 times ago or something. And I'm always like, well, I did the same thing. Well, maybe I didn't do the same thing. And I gave you like a little extra in one area and I didn't do that the next time. Where now I'm not hearing people saying that anymore. It's the same treatment every time. And if another provider in my practice is treating them and looking at my notes and it says that I used X amount of units, I used X amount of units. I mean, you can hear them. I mean, you can actually hear like the little clicks on here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but
Not sure. But people will have to come to booth 101.
Yes, you're going to have to come to booth 101. But
clicks
each little click you can, is audible. And I just find that it has helped my consistency even between my own treatments, but certainly between different providers.
Hey everybody, it's Alex Thiersch. Thank you to CallRail for sponsoring this podcast. If I asked you right now which social campaign or Google ad brought in your highest paying client last month, could you tell me? Most med spa marketers are investing in growth, but can't point to the specific dollar that's actually working. And it's hard to scale when your ROI is a guessing game. That's where CallRail comes in. CallRail's lead engagement platform shows you exactly which marketing channels are driving your highest value clients. Their AI voice assistant even answers and qualifies calls when your team is busy, so you're not missing that high-value consultation that could have been your next loyal regular. That's why over 225,000 businesses, including top-performing med spas, trust CallRail. It's time to stop hoping your marketing works and start knowing it does. Try CallRail for free for 14 days, no credit card required, at callrail.com/AmSpa. That's callrail.com/AmSpa.
Well, all it takes is one sticky plunger in a very tight area, such as the DAO, right? You're in the DAO, you're about to push it, and your BD plunger is sticky. And then it comes out like a fire hose. We've all been there, and we all just say a little silent prayer, whatever your religion happens to be. Like, oh dear, please. Please. And you kind of sweat it a little bit. And it's always somebody high profile, somebody who's on TV or something when that happens. But, but it to me, there's never been a sticky plunger situation because there just isn't. It's so well made. And to me, precision matters because I'm doing high doses in the lower face for most everybody. I'm doing 30 units in the mentalis and the chin muscle, and I'm doing 12 units in each DAO. So, because I want my toxins to last 4 to 6 months. So I'm doing high doses, and I could do that with a BD, but I'm probably going to make some crooked smiles along the way if that plunger sticks, or if I had too much coffee that morning and my thumb does a little jerk. We've all been there. You're just a little nervous because it's a high profile patient and your thumb might jerk or your thenar eminence might jerk, and then there you are. So it's one of those things where I like to be precise and I want to be consistent, just like you said, Dr. Weiss. You don't want to be good sometimes and it's meh the next time. You just it's very, very it just seems more streamlined. And I found too that patients don't cheat on you as much because in a world where everybody who can inject a toxin legally is, because it's more cash into their practice.
Let's be honest.
So, your podiatrist might be offering Botox, your OBGYN, everybody, and for
my dentist.
For good reasons. It's a magic treatment that makes almost everybody happy. So, but in this world, we have to realize that there's a lot of competition offering toxin, and when people are calling around asking how much a unit, you really want to retain people into your practice and not let them go. But you can really distinguish your practice by having something that is precise. It delivers reliable results and it doesn't hurt. So people will come back based on all of that, right? So that's like one of those hidden costs in neuromodulators that that I think about is patients only coming in once to your practice and you spend a lot of money to get them in your seat and then they don't return. This is a way to have them return. And to me, it costs us less than a unit of Botox and it's so worth it. It's just a brilliant system. I will not ever use an insulin syringe again when I'm delivering toxins, and that's the reason I want to keep my patients in our practice. And yeah, I really
That's
do.
awesome.
Oh, and then one more thing, the needle phobic patients, the patients that don't want to see the needle, they're so scared. I
Yeah.
found that hearing these little clicks every unit, they just count the clicks every unit and they kind of go with you and they calm down when they're hearing the clicks. Have you found that
Interesting.
too, Dr. Weiss?
Yes, it's like that. What is that called when
Oh,
people look at?
EMDR, no.
Yes,
What?
that. It's like that.
MSR, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
interesting.
other thing when you were talking that made me think about it is that it makes you slow down when you're injecting too. I think you innately will inject slower because you're listening for each click.
Hmm.
And that also helps you be more precise in your placement because if you push really hard on the plunger, of course, it's going to be like this. The product is going to disperse more, just physics, right? So I think if you're really, especially in the lower face, trying to get that toxin to stay put, slowing down your injection can really help. And this sort of forces you to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it seems almost intuitive. Like this should have been around for years and years and years since the beginning, because it seems like this should be kind of the standard, to be honest, for all things. Now, um, I know that both of you are big into training. How does this work or have you seen this helping for your training when folks are learning how to do toxins for the first time or even more experienced toxins? What's the impact there?
Oh yeah, I think it's easier for injectors. Like if you want a 1 ml dilution, like Dr. Weiss and I prefer,
Mhm.
then it's easy. You just grab the pink one, right? If you want a 2 ml dilution, you could either do all of your 1 ml dilutions first on that patient and then get a little syringe with a little saline in it and double and then push it into your NavaClick. Push that saline in the same amount that's in the syringe. You add that from the donor syringe. And then, and again, it's still a closed system, and now you have a 2-to-1 in your syringe. So you still don't need to grab another syringe.
Mhm.
But now every click will be a half a unit if you have a 2 ml in your 1 ml. So you don't need to be good at math. You just need to be good at logics, I guess.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But it's just easy for a new injector. They're not as nervous because when you first start out, you're nervous, and you got this fire hose in a BD
Hmm.
syringe instead of a garden hose like with a NavaClick.
Mhm.
And they're less likely to screw up, and they're less likely to cause an adverse event that makes them question their choice in aesthetic medicine,
Mhm.
Hmm.
especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. And I on my Patreon, I upload a lot of videos of toxins, and even beginners, I think they can see, okay, every click I'm doing is a unit. Because that's another thing when I'm teaching on my videos, they don't have to say how many units did you do because they could see I'm clicking 5 times and they know that I just put 5 units there.
Right.
So it's just good all around for teaching,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I will have, when I teach, I'll usually have them use both the BD and the NavaClick so they can see the difference. And it's like
Hmm.
hands down, they're
Really.
wanting to use the NavaClick.
Yeah. I think
Even
it's
in a
interesting.
cadaver workshop, Alex, you should do this on yours too. You just get
Yeah.
green food. This is what I do. I do green food
Mhm.
coloring with tap water. Load up that food coloring in a NavaClick and then load it up in a BD and say put
Hmm.
2 units there and see how far it spreads. And oftentimes they can't put the precise amount like you can into the human tissue. So
That's
that's a fun
interesting.
thing to do at a anatomy workshop.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm going
That's
to come
there
to
you
one
go.
of
A
your
little
anatomy courses.
that's awesome. No, that's really
yay!
cool.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have so much fun together.
Well, the good thing is we're
Yeah.
moving it to her kitchen. We're gonna have it in our house from now on. That's the yeah, we've decided that.
Yeah. This is
I don't
why I
think she
love
wants
you. You're
heads
just
in
as
her
sweet as
kitchen.
me.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
gonna be great.
not. No,
I didn't know
no.
you did it in
And
your kitchen either, but that's great. I think
oh
to each
my
their own.
God, this is how rumors are born, Alex. This
It's
is how
true.
She's
rumors
making
are
eggs.
born.
There's a head over
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, isn't it
my
called
God.
head and breakfast? Isn't that what it's
Yeah,
called?
head and
It
breakfast. So that's what she
is
calls
because
it.
I do cook breakfast. Yes, head and breakfast. Yes.
Yeah.
You'll get
Well,
breakfast, but in a different building.
okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Oh,
You know what I find interesting um, is that both of you are, I mean, you've both been in this industry and doing aesthetics for, decades, right? For a long time. And you've embraced this. And like I said at the beginning, neither one of you needs, additional training to become better at injecting neurotoxin. And the fact that you've embraced this technology, which I think, and a lot of folks, I think when they see this, and I think I saw a quote from somebody that talked about how this was a game changer for new injectors, which I can see that being true. But the fact that you're able that it's drawing in two experienced providers who are also very, very experienced as far as training and providing, anatomy workshops, not in your kitchen, but in an actual proper building. Um, um, Talk about kind of just for anything that we've missed, like how has this changed your practice or made you a better injector? Um, Given that you're already, I mean, both of you, I think, are experts at this already, and how has this made you even better, if it has?
I think it definitely has.
well,
And I
I'll
think you
start.
can always be better, right? Like
Yeah.
we're always learning how to be better. It's why we still go to conferences and I still go to trainings. Like I'm coming to her head and breakfast. I always learn something and take something back with me so that I can be better. And I think the best providers, the best injectors are it, they continue to learn and they perfect their craft. And this is just another example of that. I always want to be the best. I want to be as precise as I can. And I owe it to my patients, I think, to continue to grow in that way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and for
Very.
me, I teach full time and I don't see a clinic anymore. But I did just open another practice up here. I'm going to have to until I train somebody again. It'll be the first time I have a clinic in 5 years. So I've been
Wow.
teaching full time for 5 years. So I don't see a clinic, and I haven't. But the people I inject are other injectors that come to my head and breakfast. So we have
Mhm.
a live injection day where people volunteer to be injected, and I recorded all of these for my Patreon. So it is a lot of pressure to inject colleagues who are freaking amazing injectors already. So
Mhm.
for me, I gotta be precise. And not only that,
Mhm.
but I'm teaching on a video platform where thousands of people might potentially see me doing this. So I better do a dang good job. And
Mhm.
I don't want to be a sloppy teacher that is teaching bad habits. So my goal is that, like some people pay $9 a month to watch these videos. I better give them not only their $9 worth, but I better give them something that they can use as a platform, especially beginners, and a good foundation that they can run with. Because I think injecting is like handwriting. We all have our own handwriting styles, but if
Mhm.
you're foundationally not sloppy, you can go far and create your own techniques, your own thing. But I don't want to be a sloppy injector, and I don't want people coming to my head and breakfast, getting injected and going, "Yeah, look at she jacked up my face. I'd
Mhm.
never go to her again," because then they'll tell their friends. But if I do a dang good job on these very high profile people, because they all have their own Instagram accounts, they're all got their, they're just really important billboards that I better do a good job. So that's my thing, and I never want to be sloppy. I'm always learning, just like Dr. Weiss said. I don't want to be the best injector, but I want to be the best injector I can personally be.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
As
Yeah.
I never, ever, ever want to be casual or sloppy, and I never want to be unsafe. My patient safety is the most important thing.
Mhm.
And but my patients I love because I've already had them at my house for 4 days, and I love them by the time I inject them already. And
Mhm.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
Right.
So that's just kind of, I think we all have our reasons to be the best we can be. Uh,
Mhm.
and I'm just glad that Lineage created this. It's hard to make an invention. You think of
Yeah.
inventions all the time in your head, but to actually make it happen and to manufacture it and to get it approved, it's a lot of work.
It
Uh,
Mhm.
is. It's expensive too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't,
So
I think $8 per syringe is quite the deal, honestly.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah. That's awesome. And thinking about this from a an industry perspective. I've been doing a lot of advocacy work and talking to a lot of the medical boards and some legislators and things like that. And something like this, I think, will help a lot with that because they want um, the folks that are regulating this industry don't know what they're talking about, to be put it bluntly, and um, they really grab onto things that are easy to understand. And one click, one unit is easy to understand, right? Less pain, less bruising, all those things is very easy to understand. I mean, and this is the kind of standardization that I think we need to move towards a little bit, if we're going to grow as an industry together. And that's something I think that's exciting about it, that we just need more of this. We can't have 50 different states doing 50 different things, and you know all kinds of folks doing wild west stuff in different states. So I think this is exciting. Yeah, it's really cool. I also, like we were talking beforehand, and the insurance might actually be impacted by this too. I
Mhm.
think there's been some insurance companies that have said they would offer potentially lower rates if this was used, which I think is really exciting. Also, any kind of money saver is good. But we are kind of running up against time here. I'd love to get final thoughts, and then anything else you want to add. Dr. Weiss, we'll start with you. Final thoughts on this? Anything else? Of what books you're reading? Anything you're streaming lately?
I'm super excited about the Med Spa show that's coming up.
I'm excited
And
too.
I am the chair of the co-chair of the Arizona chapter of
Yes, that's right. I'm
AmSpa.
glad you mentioned that. Yes.
Yeah, and there's going to be a group. I'm really excited to meet some of the other people that are representing out there and doing a good job because the Arizona chapter is new. So
Yes,
we're
but you
just
guys
getting our
are
feet wet.
cooking with gas,
Yeah, well,
and
we're trying to get our act together. So,
yeah.
so I'm super excited about that. And Julie, I will look for you there and come say hello. And I am definitely going to sign up. I need to come to a head and breakfast, and it doesn't have to be in the same room.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm a hugger, so just be ready. I love to hug people, so I got a one waiting for you.
Okay, yay.
And yeah, I just want to say it's an honor to be on this with you. And I really, really love talking about safety and precision. And we're gonna have fun in the future. I do like that it is a closed system too. It's safer because you don't have to worry about contaminating the
Mhm,
saline, contaminating the toxin. So I do believe it's safer for our patients, like Alex said, if that was because when you pop the top, really anything can happen.
mhm.
Anything can get in
Mhm.
there. So that's the one last thing that I really do like about it.
Yeah.
Let's all keep being the best we can be, and also let's all stay professional with each other. It's not okay to harass and bully each other. I just want to slide that in because I see a lot of that happening on social media lately.
Mhm.
And we're better than this. I think
Yeah.
we're not this. I don't like to refer to providers as an industry. I think, this is an industry, but this is our specialty. This is our
I
healthcare
agree.
specialty. And
Mhm.
it's a field of medicine, and we are in it together. Dr. Weiss and I have different degrees behind our name, but we have the same
Mhm.
passion to forward and to teach. And I really love that. And I love that we have so many specialties coming together, dentists, OBGYNs, podiatrists in some states. It's okay. It's great that we're all together in the same boat. So let's not sink the boat by being a-holes. That's what I want to end on.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, because it is so crazy right now on social media. And I know you've been getting a lot of that directed towards you, and it's just, it brings the specialty down as a whole when
It
we
does,
act like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sink to it, but I am going to stand up for all of us because we deserve a seat at the table, and we deserve respect. So
100%.
yeah.
Well, I think that I appreciate you saying that. I think it's a good note to end on. It's not helpful. I mean, we're all in this, we're all in the same boat, and we're, trust me, I know, because I've seen some of the forces that are lined up against us, and it makes no sense for us to be fighting against one another, because we have plenty of outside enemies to fight against that have a lot more potential major impact on what we're doing. And so it's a waste of energy, and we need to be together on these things, and we'll get there. It's going to take some time, but I hear you. I appreciate you both joining, and I look forward to seeing you in a little bit at the Med Spa Show. Don't forget about the party on Friday night. Julie, I know you'll be there. You're always
How could we forget?
I mean, well, some people make plans. Don't make any plan. We feed and give you alcohol. I mean, it's a great time. And yeah, no, thank you guys again, both for joining. Appreciate you getting up early, and look forward to seeing you at Med Spa Show. And don't forget, for those of you listening, it is booth 101, Lineage Biomedical, NavaClick, booth 101. Amazing. Thanks to you both.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you to our producer, Madeline Moeller, marketing content coordinator, who organizes the podcast schedule and guests and provides topics and talking points. Audio and video editing, voiceover, graphics, and platform management is provided by myself, Derek Hawk, Digital Marketing Supervisor. Our theme is provided by Maka Music. Thank you for watching or listening to the Medical Spa Insider podcast. Please follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future episodes. Ratings and reviews are greatly appreciated. For more information about the American Med Spa Association, visit americanmedspa.org. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by AmSpa. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance in the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity that they represent. AmSpa provides this podcast as a public service for educational purposes only. This podcast does not constitute legal advice, nor does it establish an attorney-client relationship. Please consult with an attorney on your legal issues. And as always, thank you for listening to the Medical Spa Insider. Remember, compliance is cool.